We are starting with the chapter of aldehydes today, the nomenclature of it. But before we go to the nomenclature, before we start the nomenclature, I'm interested in discussing an important compound which will be discussed, and that is salicylaldehyde. Aldehyde, of course, you know, it's the functional group is CHO. So there is something called salicylaldehyde, which you would be eventually studying. So salicylaldehyde is having the functional group. This is the aldehyde group. So OH group is there. This is the ortho position. So you have 2-hydroxybenzaldehyde. This is the IUPAC name of this compound. You may be already familiar with it, and you may, if you have done the chapter of aldehydes and ketones like this. So this is salicylaldehyde, which is the common name of the compound. And of course, it is very interesting to say that it's from meadows sweet. And that is why it's called salicylaldehyde. There is another interesting compound. I find it interesting at least. I'll just make the structure of it. We will deal with the nomenclature later on. As eventually I keep on teaching you all will automatically come to know how to name this compound. I'm interested in the common name of this compound. This is called cinnamaldehyde. Of course, we would be discussing the IUPAC name also, and let us keep it as a task to find out the IUPAC name of this compound. If you know the numbering, I'll give you a little bit of hint. Yeah, so you can take it as a task to find out the IUPAC name of this compound, which is cinnamaldehyde. But why I got interested, because you know that nice smell of cinnamon. This compound is found in cinnamon, and that is cinnamaldehyde. So these are a few interesting things about aldehydes, where there are compounds containing the aldehyde group. Another one of interest is you must be having vanilla ice cream, and ever thought from where does the smell come from, or what makes vanilla so sweet smelling? It's an essence which is present in, you can give this vanilla essence to custard, to ice creams, etc. So this is vanillin, and this is the common name of the compound. And you can take this as a task for your eventual studies when you finish with the IUPAC nomenclature of this compound. So 2 tasks I've already given before I started the chapter only. So one is finding out the IUPAC name of cinnamaldehyde, and another is the finding the IUPAC name of vanillin. We will start with the nomenclature of aldehydes and ketones. If you know the nomenclature, the IUPAC and the common name, half your job is done. So without wasting time, let us start with the nomenclature of aldehydes and ketones. Aldehydes have the general formula R, C, double bond O, H, or it can be H also. The first member of the aldehyde series is having the common name formaldehyde. The IUPAC name of the compound is मीथेन का E निकाल के al डालोगे, which is the precursor for aldehyde. Al, ये al वाला part यहाँ पे लगाना है alkane का E निकाल के. So what is so interesting about this aldehyde? जानना है भाई, मेडिकल में अगर जाने वाले हो ना फर्दर, तो क्या करना है? You have to know how specimens are preserved. So a 40% solution of this formaldehyde is used for preserving specimens. It is also used in the polymer industry, where aldehyde and phenol is used to make novolac. Novolac is used for the manufacture of bakelite. So yes, it is important, and it has its uses in further, chemistry. So the first member is aldehyde, formaldehyde. The second member is having a CH3, C double bond OH. So the R group has been replaced with the CH3. Its common name, acetaldehyde. And the IUPAC name, it has 2 carbons. So obviously it has to start from the ethane species. So ethane's E is replaced with Al. The aldehydes, Al is coming into picture. This is also an important compound. This is used to make a lot of compounds like plasticizers, a lot of polymers, etc. are made from acetaldehyde. All right, going to the third compound, third member of the aldehyde series, which is containing 3 carbons. The common name, propion aldehyde. Propion aldehyde. And its IUPAC name, propanol. So if going on to the uses of propanol, the thing is same. It is used to make resins, plasticizers, etc. So going to the 4th member, which is containing 4 carbons. The common name is butyraldehyde. Note the spelling, BUTYR aldehyde. The common names में गौर करना कि every time you have the aldehyde as the ending, aldehyde as the ending of the common name. So if you go to the IUPAC name, हाँ भाई butane से बना हुआ है ना. So butane is the starting compound for this. So it is butanal. So butanal is derived from the 4-membered carbon butane. Going on to the 5th member, which is containing 5 carbons. This, its common name, it's Valor aldehyde. Valor aldehyde. And its IUPAC name is pentane का E निकालो और al डालो, pentanal. This is a very important compound used for making a lot of perfumes and flavoring agents. This compound has a fruity flavor. So it is used to make a lot of perfumes and stuff like that. Going on to the 6th member, अरे पूछ रहे हो कि कहाँ तक common name है, रुक जाओ भाई, common names तो चलता रहेगा. So grasping it and remembering it is very important. So do not neglect the common names. Learn the common names. It will help you solve a lot of questions, both in the board exams and in the competitive exams. Going on to the 6th compound, it is containing 6 carbons. So we go to the common name of this compound. It's caproaldehyde. The IUPAC name, it contains with hexane, E निकाल के al डालो. So this is a medium chain aldehyde. Medium chain का मतलब क्या है? 6 कार्बन से लेके 12 कार्बन तक जब होता है तो that is called a medium chain aldehyde. So these are all medium chain aldehyde. 7 carbon aldehyde. 7 carbon aldehyde is also called enanthal, or it is called N-heptaldehyde. See, this is a common name because it is not heptanal. Aldehyde से ending हो रहा है ना, capital N लिखा है, capital N heptaldehyde. So the common name for this 7 carbon chain वाला aldehyde, heptanal. The 8th member, 8 कार्बन एल्डिहाइड का स्ट्रक्चर नहीं बनाऊंगी, वो ऑब्वियसली तुम लोगों को आ जाएगा. व्हाट आई एम इंटरेस्टेड इन द कॉमन नेम, दिस इज कॉल्ड कैप्रिलिक LIC, कैप्रिलिक एल्डिहाइड. It is also called the C8 aldehyde. Some medium chain carbon aldehydes, and the IUPAC name is octanol. 9 carbon aldehyde, non-aldehyde, and it's also called the C9 aldehyde. Okay, and so something very interesting about the C9 aldehyde is that it occurs in several natural oil components, and it is also prepared commercially. Continuing with the discussion of aldehydes, so we have the 10 carbon aldehyde. I would just show the 10, I would just write the 10 carbon aldehyde. Obviously, you can make the structure of it. the 10 carbon aldehyde, it is called decanes. E is replaced with Al. So that is the IUPAC name of the 10 carbon aldehyde. Let's take it out. The common name of this compound. The common name of this compound is N-decyl aldehyde. N-decyl, DECYL. Right? This is the C. This is the N-decyl aldehyde, and it is also called caprin. See, it's an N. So if you have a 5 carbon aldehyde, that's called caproaldehyde. And if it's a 10 carbon, 5 and 10, there should be some similarity in the multiples of 5. So it's called caprin aldehyde. No more discussion of the common names, and going to the next topic, and that is making you all familiar with the alpha carbon, the beta carbon, and so on and so forth. So this is, if you know that this is the isopropyl group. So since there are 4 carbons, the common name of this compound is iso, B-U-T-Y-R aldehyde. Isobutyraldehyde. The IUPAC name, obviously you'd be able to find out, but I would dwell on another common name and teach you about the alpha carbon. The carbon adjacent to the aldehyde carbon is called the alpha carbon, and the alpha carbon has a methyl. So if you find out this is common name 1, and you have another common name, let me call it common name 2, is alpha methyl propionaldehyde. Because the alpha carbon you have already taken into consideration, this may not come into the nomenclature anymore. So this is alpha methyl propionaldehyde. So I have given you the concept of alpha. The next carbon will be the beta carbon, and if there is a substitution, you can call this as the beta carbon. So you could next go on making a lot of permutations, combinations of this. Let's go to the next aldehyde, which is a cyclic aldehyde. So this is called cyclopentane carb aldehyde. The carb needs to come into picture because you're not describing the carbon when you're calling it cyclopentane. Cyclopentane is a cyclic group. So what about the carbon that is having the aldehyde group? So that is why the name carb aldehyde has to come into picture. So it's a one word, cyclopentane carb aldehyde. That is the IUPAC name of the compound. There is another name which can be given to this compound, and it is also called formyl cyclopentane. The CHO group is called the formyl. So this is formyl cyclopentane. Or it can also be called cyclopentane carboxaldehyde. Instead of writing carbaldehyde, you can write carboxaldehyde. That's also one way of nomenclature which I've just found from the literature. So this is cyclopentane carboxaldehyde. Cyclic aldehydes have been taught to you. The next compound we go to is a little, with say a little bit of permutations, combinations, and branches. This. So of course you will be able to tell me that this is why not give it as a task. Why not give it as a task? So I've given you 3 tasks along with this. The first task was finding out the IUPAC name of vanillin. The second task was to find the IUPAC name of cinnamaldehyde, and this is the third task. Okay. Let us go to aldehydes containing double bonds. So let me take up this aldehyde. You all are familiar with the acryl group. So 3 carbon with a double bond falls in for an acrylic system. So this compound is having the common name. See, a vinyl attached to another carbon, may be it a aldehyde carbon, be it a cyanide carbon, be it any other carbon. The word ACR definitely comes into picture. So the common name of this compound is acrolein. The IUPAC name of this compound would be 1, 2, 3. So aldehyde gets more priority compared to the double bond. If you follow, if you have remembered the priority series correctly. So this is prop 2N 1-al or simply al. Right? So double bonds have been handled. Let us go to aromatic aldehydes. So you're already familiar, I hope, with this is the benzyl group. So this is benzaldehyde. Benzaldehyde gets its name from the bitter almonds. So bitter almonds, so that's why it's called benzaldehyde. It is also called phenyl. This is phenyl and methanol. One carbon aldehyde, it's that. So phenyl, methanol. Let us wind up with the last of the permutation combination that is possible with aldehydes and having 2-3 aldehyde groups in a linear fashion. So this is called ethane 1,2-dial, 2 carbons, ethane 1 and 2 carbon has the, if you don't specify also it's okay, but it's better if you specify. You can call it ethane dial also. Don't forget to insert the E because you need a vowel separating a consonant D, dials D. So it is ethane 1,2-dial. That is the IUPAC name which has been given to the compound. And the common name, it's called glyoxal. Or it's also called oxoaldehyde. Right? All sort of common names you can find in literature. So this is oxoaldehyde. You can even call it ethane dialdehyde. Right? So next, if you have, say, 3 aldehyde groups connected to a carbon. We're having 3 aldehyde groups connected to a carbon. So what would be the IUPAC name of this compound? You will call it methane. For this carbon, there is a 1 carbon species, so methane tricarb aldehyde. It's a 1. So I have done all possible permutations and combinations with the aldehyde group. Hope you have learned something in this video, and thank you for subscribing, and do not forget to like and learn something out of this video. Thank you so much for watching.